Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are just doing a very quick video. I say very quick, it's probably going to be quite a lengthy video, but they have actually uploaded the rest of the Set 2 reveals. So as we know, Set 2 they only did partial reveals, they didn't actually do everything on the Twitter or Facebook page, whatever people are using to track. What they essentially did was everything that wasn't on the reveal pages, they just dumped it onto their website. So one of my good friends, Nick, he has put together this Google Drive, which he shared with us. I'm just going to go through colours, basically the way that we did it before. So we're going to go in order of red, blue, green, yellow. And then we're going to go over, so this includes every single reveal as well, by the way. So there will be cards that we do skip over, but we're just going to dive straight in here. So we'll just start from the beginning, we'll just go right through them, okay? So we've seen the leader, we know what this does. We have a vanilla 4-drop Analyza. Again, TOP, I think that's pretty much all they're going for in this one. We have a Kakunsa, which is essentially a dual attacker, so you switch this card to active mode and it loses 5k power, right? So for 4 energy, for 20k on one attack and 15 on the other. It's also a 10k combo. It's not a bad card, don't get me wrong. It just means that red now has access to dual attackers, which is good. I don't know in terms of power how good this is going to be. So this is one where I'm a bit iffy with. The benefit of potentially running this is that it is a 10k combo, right? So you don't really lose anything by having this. I'm still not sure if it's a great card. Still not sure about that, but again, we can see how we go on with this. We have Catopezla, he is U3, and on play, when attacking and when KO'd, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5k power. Once again, it's a 3 cost 20k, not a great stat line. It does have 10k combo, which isn't bad, but you essentially neg 10, right, from this card on the turn it's played. So it's not awful, and just, again, I think red's space is actually quite tight to keep it at 50 cards. There's not a lot I would add in there to take away from that, and I don't think this would take up any of the slots for me personally, but it's an alright card, and again, it's U3, so it's setting up more for the potential universe sets going forward. Then we have Ganos, who's permanent. This card gets plus 25k power while it's in battle with an opponent's battle card. It's okay for that, it means that you're swinging 45k at an opponent's battle card. It is 0 combo power though, so I'm not sure how I feel about it personally. I'm going to actually turn off Facebook there, I forgot that I still had that open. Then we have Cauliflower, who's just a generic skill list, 3 cost 25k. I do like that it's U6, because I'm assuming at some point there is going to be a U6 leader. Hopefully one quite similar to U7 in that sense, where it just buffs everything plus 5. Because I think that the 5-drop Cauliflower with the 3-drop Kale that was in set 1 is a very good combo, it needs a leader to actually get it to work. But this is a decent card for that, if ever that comes round. We have a critical Cauliflower on play, add 1 card from your life to your hand, so it is a self-awakener. I actually quite like this card. For me, I would replace Krillin with this, personally. The Krillin is a 10k combo, but this is critical, so it plays into that early game pressure that we can put on. I do quite like this card. And then we have Quitella? 2 cost, 20k, 5k combo, on play, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 15k power or less and KO it. It's alright. That's all I'm going to say. It's alright. It's not great, but it's okay. We have another skill list. I'm just going to run past the skill lists. They're always 10k combos, more or less, unless their stat lines are out of sync with their power or their energy requirement. We have Kaba, who's a blocker. Opponent's turn, this card gets plus 5k power. I don't think this will see play personally. I'm not a big fan of it. Kale, permanent opponent's turn, this card gets minus 20k power. For 3 energy, it's a 35k attacker. I think this is a great card. I think this is a very, very, very good card. Yes, defensively, it's like really susceptible, but on the turns where you're looking to close out the game with red, for 3 energy, you get a 35k attacker. Like, come on, that's incredible stat lines. I think maybe 1 or 2 copies of this card. I don't think I would play it on turn 3 or turn 4 or anything. I think for me this is more of a I'm going to close the game kind of card, and my opponent's on 1 life, so I think this card's great. We have Kefla, on play, if your leader's awakened, you draw 1. I don't mind that card. The only thing I don't like about it is just a generic 3 cost 20k, 10k combo. It's alright. The draw card is nice, but again, that's pretty much all I have to say on that one. That's a super rare, which we've already seen. That's the alt art. And then we have Sidra, on play, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 5k power or less and KO it. I don't particularly like it. It's good for killing cantrips, but it's 0k, it's 0 combo. That's why I don't like it, so I wouldn't run this. Android 17, then we have the Android 18, we've already seen this. Then we have a critical, essentially vanilla, even though it has critical, but 5k combo, 3 cost, 25k critical. It's alright. That's about as far as I go with that. It's not great. It's maybe okay in U7 because you're going to be swinging for a 30k critical, so maybe in U7 it has a place, but outside of that I'm not really too sure. Gohan, which we've already seen, Tien we've already seen, so we have Basil now. I love the trio, the Dangers, honestly. Back from Masters, Bergamo, Blue Bergamo was one of my babies. I absolutely love that deck. So I'm all for seeing more of the U9 guys. So on play, look at 5 cards on top of your deck, reveal up to 1 non-Basil card with a cost of 4 or less, and Tournament of Power and its special traits, and add it to your hand. This is actually a good card. It's a very good cantrip for if you're running the TOP chain, I suppose. 5k combo, 5k, it's kind of what you expect from a cantrip, so I like this card. I think it's very good. Paparoni, active main once per turn for 3 energy. Look at 7 cards on top of your deck and play up to 1 Analaza with 30k power or less. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. So essentially, it's a pay 4 for a 4-drop. I don't like it. I don't know why. The only benefit to this is when I swing with the Analaza, I can make it 40k because of the 10k combo and the Paparoni. That's it, but I don't particularly like it. I'm not tapping 4 for 1 attacker. Piccolo, on play, draw 1 card. Just a new cantrip for U7. I like it. Good card. What is the cantrip for U7 at the minute? It's Master Roshi, isn't it? It's also U7. The only benefit is that this one is Tournament of Power. So I suppose if you're running the TOP leader, you run this over the Roshi. Any other leader doesn't really matter. Frieza, if your leader's awakened, it gets plus 5k power, so it's a 20k for 1 energy. I like it. I definitely like this card. It is a 5k combo, that's my only downside on it, but this is a good card for sure. I like it. Plays into the aggro strategy very well. Vegeta, on play, choose all your opponent's battle cards with 5k power or less and KO them. Meh, take it or leave it. It's alright. I'm not particularly fond of these stat lines. 3 energy for 20k. Yes, it's a 10k combo, but that's it. Bergamo, your turn. All of your battle cards with Trio de Dangers and their special traits get plus 5k power. So that could be interesting. Obviously, I've not properly went through all this yet, so there may be more Trio de Dangers still to come. But again, for future sets, if there is a U9 leader, or if there's anything that just sort of benefits that chain in any way, this could be a very, very good card going forward, because obviously that becomes 20k from its own permanent, and it's a 10k combo. I like this card. I do like it. I just don't know how it fits in with the current reveals. Again, I'm going through this at the same time as you guys. It's my first time looking through them. Hellas, we've already seen this one. Murichim, again, another skillless. Lavender, when attacking, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5k power for the turn for each card with Trio de Dangers in its special traits in your battle area. Okay, so you kind of need to go wide with the Trio de Dangers to make this card valuable. You would need to have, at minimum, 2 to 3 to make this beneficial, I think. It is a 2 cost 15k though, which I don't like, so I personally am not a fan of this card. Rumshi we've already seen, Rubran we've already seen. We have a 4 cost 20k double striker now. Again, not sure how much I would play this card. The benefit is it's a 20k. I need to go back and look at the Kefla, because I don't know if Kefla's 3 or less, or if it's 20k or less, or if it's a leader that's maybe 20k or less. I think it is actually. Yeah, it's okay. 20k is not a great starting point for a double striker. It does give you the added benefit of, if you're at 6 energy, potentially, you could put the 25k combo, the extra card, onto this while it's attacking to make it a 45 for essentially all your energy. Actually, it would only be for 2 energy, because the leader would play this out for 1. So there is potential that this card could be good, actually, and it's a 10k combo, so I'm gonna reserve my opinion on this until I actually get to test it, but this card's very interesting. I genuinely do think that the double strike at 20k with this leader in particular could be very, very good, so watch the space. I think that this could be a good card. Rosie, when attacking, it gets plus 5k power for the turn for each of your opponent's battle cards, right? So there was a lot of conversation on my video when I did the set 2 reveals where I said I didn't like this card. I'm going to quickly cover this. Yes, it's a decent card, right? My only issue is that with red, you kind of look to clear your opponent's board at the same time as you build your own. So this doesn't play into that strategy. The only way that this plays into that strategy is if you can't clear your opponent's board, or if your opponent has gone wide the turn before you play this. That's the only time that this card becomes valuable. So it's a 10k combo. There may be an opportunity there where Rosie is decent, but For me, I don't know if I'd be willing to risk the space in my deck to put this in, because I would end up cutting something I probably would like to keep. So I'm not really sure about this one. But I definitely agree. It has potential. That's all I'll say. It definitely has potential. Saved by a barrier. Active battle for 1 energy. Choose your leader or one of your battle cards and gets plus 20k power for the battle. This is also on your opponent's turn, by the way. Then, if the chosen card is a battle card, that card can't be KO'd in battle for the turn. I love this card. I think this is a great card. I think that's so good. Clash of the Strongest. Choose all your battle cards with tournament of power and their special traits in the game plus 10k power. That could be very good because, again, your leader plays out tournament of powers for free. Or not for free, but for cheap. So giving all of your TOPs plus 10k power is massive. This could be a good card as well, for sure. I do agree with that. And then we have a glimpse of a hidden arrogance, which we've seen. And then there's the alt art Kamehameha from the set as well, which again were on the reveals. This is beautiful. I love this. So we're done with red. We'll go on to blue now. And again, we'll just start at the leader and we'll just move forward. So Kibito, look at the top 5 cards from your deck, reveal 1 extra and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. This is a when KO'd effect, and I don't like it because it doesn't have blockers. Personally, I don't like this card. Great Saiyaman, when attacking, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and play up to 1 Zamasu with a cost of 1. And place the rest at the bottom of your deck. This could be very, very good for Goku Black. Again, I've not looked at the reveals all the way through for blue, so I don't know how playable this is in Zamasu, but for Goku Black, this is a great card. Being able to just top 3 and play out one of your 1-drop Zamasus is a really good effect. And again, with your leader effect, you can essentially play this out for 1 energy. So it's not the worst. I definitely think that this is a good card. We've seen this one. I love this Gotenks. I did briefly look at this Gotenks. I think this is a great card. So active main, return this card to your hand, and if you lose Vegeta, play 1 Gotenks with a cost of 4 from your hand in rest mode. Now, yes, it comes in rest mode, but you get to swing for a 20k attack. Then you just active main, return it to the hand, so you still have this as a 10k combo. Then you play the Gotenks. Its skills is not negated, so then you could add back a Trunks and a Goten back to hand as well. For 1 card, you could essentially plus 2 in hand. That's great. That's very, very good. Gotenks currently gives you a plus 1 in hand because you spend the card from hand to play it, then you add 2 back. So the first card you add back just replaces the Gotenks you play. The other one is obviously your plus 1. This is a plus 2 straight through. Actually, no, it's not. I'm talking nonsense. It's still a plus 1, but still, it's actually very good. I mean, you're getting a 10k combo for this skill. You're playing a 5-cost combo Gotenks, and back in hand, potentially you'll have 3 10ks. I think that's a great, great, great card. Sorry, just having to take a quick drink. So, Zamasu. If you have a Goku Black battle card, this card can't be KO'd. This is only good when you have probably the 40k Goku Black on board, right? That permanent will never really come up before that, I don't think. Yes, people will have to spend their skills and their energy removing the Goku Black to then target this. So it might still be okay for that, but I think that the 40k Goku Black's the big one. That's the one that's going to defend this card pretty much, because it's going to be so hard to kill. But once you establish one of those Goku Blacks, you're pretty much sorted. This Zamasu is just going to stick around for a long time. It can't be KO'd by effects or by battle, so I like this card. And then on play, you look at the top 5, you reveal a Goku Black, add it to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of your deck. So again, you do the lead skill from the Goku Black deck, you bottom deck this, and then you tap 4 and play another 6-drop. I think it's a great card. I do like this Zamasu, for sure. Super Rare, we've seen this one. Zamasu, we've seen this one. Oh god, this alt art is so nice. The eyes are just terrifying. Zamasu Fused, when KO'd, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, play up to 1 Zamasu Fused with a cost of 6 from your hand, right? When this says when KO'd, if it's a 5 cost and it's a 30k, 5 cost for 30k is not great. 0 combo doesn't also help, but your opponent is going to look to remove this because it's a 30k, so it's a constant threat, right? So this KO effect kind of works here. When you're talking 2-drop 15ks, it doesn't work, because as soon as you're awakened, your opponent has to spend cards to make it a threat. So this card is just a threat right off the bat. So the when KO'd effect could actually come up for this card. Certain matchups it won't, because red can minus it to death, or neg it to death as I call it, and blue can just return it to hand, right? So there are times where this will not come up, and obviously the blue Trunks is the best out to this card, because when you return it to hand, you're returning a 0k. So you know that one of the cards in their hand is dead for sure. Yeah, the card's good, don't get me wrong, I just think that in certain matchups it's not great. But other than that, it's good. This card is insane. I love this card. When your opponent plays a battle card, if your life is at 1, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and return them to their owner's hand, and it's a 40k critical. I love this card. I think it's a great card. It stops your opponent essentially going all in with, like, you know, if you're playing against green, let's say, and they're on 8 energy, they can't just play Broly now, because it's just going to get returned to their hand, right? And Broly will KO this card, fair enough, because obviously the way that autos work is that the turn player auto will always resolve first. So the Broly will kill this card, and then the auto on this will then return the Broly to hand, but they get nothing for it, right? I think this is a good card. I genuinely think that this is a good card. It's the only way essentially around this is to play a cantrip, blow up your board, and then leave as much energy open after that to try and get around this card. But I think this is a great card. It really, really can hurt your opponent's strategy depending on what they have in hand. So yeah, so I think if you're playing against Zamasu or even Goku Black, potentially even other leaders, any other blue leader might actually run this, but you have to kind of hold on to a cantrip always, just because you need a way to just tap one and blow up your own board, like after you attack and stuff, if you still have a board. So yeah, I love this card. This puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. Shin we've already seen, Zuno we've already seen, Zeno we've already seen, another generic Goku Black, 1 cost 15k, sorry, Goku 1 cost 15k. This isn't bad because he's a Saiyan as well. There might be future sets where vanilla Saiyans are very, very powerful, so again, that could be something to look out for. Goku, 4 cost 0k, 4 cost 0 combo, 30k power. Active main, once per turn, you discard 3 cards with Saiyan and their special traits from your hand and switch this card to active mode, and it gains plus 25k for the power. For the turn. This is very, very good. For 4 cost, you're swinging for 30k on the first attack. Yes, you're having to discard 3 cards from hand, which might be punishing, but being able to swing for 55k on the second attack is massive. So there is potential that this is good. My only problem with this card is, once again, it does not lend into the strategy of blue where they want to remain at that 8-7 card hand. When you discard 3, your hand size is now null and void, basically. You just have no cards. So you're going to have to be very smart about how you play this card, but ultimately, if your opponent's on 1 life, this is one of the best game enders in the game. I think that this card's really, really good. Then we have Goten. Choose up to your opponent's battle cards, cost a 2 or less, and return it to its owner's hand. I just don't really care about this. It's okay as a 1 cost for just bouncing back things like hit, you know, any 2 costs like that. Even, I don't even know what you would do, like Self-Awakeners and Frieza or something, like any sort of Frieza to stop the Ginyu Force chain, I don't know, but it might have a space. I just don't really see it. I'm not a big fan of this card. I think that the Zamasu for me is honestly better. I would rather play 1 for 5 with a 10k combo and just bottom deck a cantrip. For me, that's just better, but that's just how I feel about the card. It's still decent, for sure. Trunks Future, generic, vanilla, so not bad. Videl, active main, once per turn for 1 energy. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, play up to 1 skillless battle card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. It's alright. Again, you're paying 2 energy either way, and all you're doing is using this as a 10k combo. That's it. That's pretty much all it is, so I'm kind of iffy about it. It could potentially be good. It means that your generics are swinging for either 25, 30, 35, 40, like depending on how, it's 3 or less, so it would normally be a 3 cost 25k. So you could swing the 1 drops for 25, the 2 drops for 30, and the 3 drops for 35, but that's it. It's okay. That's all I'll say. Beerus, when attacking, KO one of your other battle cards. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and return it to its owner's hand. This could be decent. This could be very, very good. It's a very good out to green because there's no energy restriction. So if you have a cantrip on board, let's say, like if you have anything that's just low cost, or even if you've already attacked with a battle card and then you play the Beerus and swing, KO that card, and just return a Broly, it means that you don't ever have to worry about them stacking Brolys every turn if you can't remove them. So it's a decent card for that. Again, it's 10k combo, so it might see play. Bulma, if you have 7 of your cards in your hand, choose up to 1 of your Vegeta cards and it gains plus 10k power. Vegeta cards, you can pick your leader with this. You could have a 45k leader. This is insane. This is Harumaki, but for Vegeta. Oh my god, this card is nuts. Wow, this card is insane for Vegeta. that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Oh my god, if you play 2 of these, you're swinging with a 55k leader. 55k leader. That's incredible stats for 2 energy. Wow, I'm a massive fan of this card. This is very, very good. Harumaki for Trunks is a must, and this is going to be a must for Vegeta. 100%. This is a 4 of him, Vegeta. Again, generic. Vegeta, play up to 1 Bulma with a cost of 1 from your hand. And then if you have 7 of your cards in your hand, this card and your leader get plus 5k power. What is this? This is insane! What? You could play this with the 6-drop Goku Black. It's a 4 cost. You could play it with Goku Black. And then you buff your leader and this card, so this becomes a 35k, and your leader, because you're playing Bulma... God, what is that? So you'd be 50k on your leader from this. And you've got 35k here, plus you have a Goku Black. Holy shit, this card is very good with Goku Black. It's a 0k combo. I think they had to sort of nullify this somehow. This is a great card though. I really like this card, for sure. I like this with the Bulma. Bulma can also pair up with this if you wanted to just give this the 10k stat line, so you're swinging for 35 and 40. Yeah, I think... Actually, with this, sorry, your leader would still be 40. So you'd be swinging twice with 40k if you put the Bulma combo, or the Bulma effect onto this. Plus Bulma's a 10k combo, so you could also combo with Bulma. This is very good. Vegeta, for me, is shaping up very nicely in next set. Wow, that's a great card. When attacking, if your leaders are Trunks Future, look at the bottom card of your deck and play up to 1 blue battle card that costs 2 or less. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. I do like this card because it's essentially the extra card time machine where we can play the 2 cost 30k from underneath our deck. So essentially what you can do with this is play this card, you play out the Trunks from the bottom of the deck, or sorry, when you attack, so you play the Trunks from the bottom of the deck, you're swinging for twice for 30k, and then you can do the leader skill to bounce the 2-drop Trunks, and then play it again for 2 energy if you have the 6 energy available. It's possible. Yeah, I like it. It's a decent card for Trunks for sure. 0 combo is the only thing that hurts it, but it's a decent card. Vegito we've already seen. I hate this card. Vegito super rare. Old Kai, we've seen that. Divine Hammer. Active battle, if you have as a massive fused battle card, choose your leader or up to 1 of your battle cards that gets plus 30k power for 2 energy. This is a great card. I like this. It's a massive fused. Obviously, you need to make sure you've got a massive fused on board, but I do like this card. I think the hardest part is going to be keeping... There's a massive fuse super rare, the one that essentially has KO protection once per turn or kill protection once per turn. It'll be good once you have that on board. That's probably the only one that we've seen. Again, I'm still going through the reveals. I think we're now at the end of the battle cards, but I do like this card. I do like it for sure. 30k, and it's on either player's turn, so that could be pretty big. You could be attacking for pretty big stat lines there. And then we have active main / battle for the Blades of Judgment. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 card with Supreme Kai and its special traits and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. Okay, so you could add your Zamasus, you could add, I suppose, the cantrip Shin if you've run that. There are a few targets that I probably just can't think of from the top of my head, but this is a decent card. 1 energy, it's not bad, it's just searching the deck, adding a card to hand, so yeah, it's decent. I like it. Fusion of Evil Power. I like this. This is a nice art. 3 energy, active main, place 1 Goku Black and 1 Zamasu card from your hand or your battle area at the bottom of your deck. Draw 2 cards, then play up to 1 Zamasu fuse with a cost of 4. I like this card. This is a very good card. It plays perfectly into the Patara as well. Union Patara in Masters always had to be from the battle area. This is now from your hand or from your battle area. So you could choose 2 cards in your battle area and draw 2. So it means that you've negged 1 from hand for the extra card, but then you draw 2. So the perfect balance for this card is obviously 1 on board and 1 in hand, because you're essentially spending the extra card plus 1 either Goku Black or Zamasu from hand. You're just evening your hand with the draw 2, but again you're digging into your deck. So I think this is a great card, and it allows you to play out that super rare from this skill, and that super rare has great protection. And again, for 3 energy, you're playing out a 4 cost, and if a turn later, if this card's still alive, you've then got that last extra card there, the Blades of Judgment, not Blades of Judgment, sorry, Divine Hammer, to just start pumping up the attacks and just putting out really, really ridiculously high stat attacks. So I like that card. I think Fusion of Evil Power is going to be great for the Zamasu deck. I'm starting to get a bit more hyped for the Zamasu deck. I'm still not sure it's better than the other blue decks per se. It might be better than Trunks, based off of the reveal so far. But I still think that a lot of the support this lends plays better into Goku Black than it does into Zamasu. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, everybody will have a different take on that. Awakening to Super Saiyan Rose. Active main, choose all cards with Earthling in their special traits in the battle areas and return them to their owner's hand. Then, if you have, return 3 or more cards, draw 2. I don't like this. This is so specific, I don't like it. It costs 3 energy. It's not for me. This only plays well into Trunks, realistically, because the rest are all going to be Saiyans, or they'll be androids, or Frieza Clan, Frieza Army. It's just not going to play into the rest of the format, so I don't like this card. Absolute Lightning, active main, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. I do like this. The extra card Sinister Shadows has an energy restriction, which I believe is 4. I could be wrong, it's either 4 or 3, I can't remember, but for 3 energy, you bottom deck 2, 3 or less, or 2, 4 or less. I can't remember what it is. But this is a good way of just, it's an oh shit button, right? That's all it is. We're bottom decking something just because we don't want to deal with it again. And it's 3 energy, so for me, it's okay. It's a decent enough card. I just prefer it to Sinister Shadows, personally. Time Ring, which we've already seen. So that ends the blue reveals. We will go to green now. We have Kami. Choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards at the cost of 1 or less and KO it. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a 10k combo for a 1 cost 5k. It doesn't draw you anything, but you can just remove your opponent's cantrips. Yeah, it's alright. Corrin, reduce the cost of extras with Corrin Tower in their special traits by 2. No. No, 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 no. Fuck this card. This means that Senju Bean is free. Senju Bean will be free. It'll be free for the active battle, sorry, I should say. For the other effect, it's now going to cost you 3 to ramp. To gain life. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I don't like this card. I really don't. I love the card. The card is snapped. This is what I'm saying. I don't like what it's going to do to Senju Bean. Senju Bean, as you all know, is one of my biggest fears for next set. This card makes it ridiculously cheap. You could have said... Actually, we need to double check the energy because it might still be you still have to pay 1 for Senju. Again, that's a ruling question I would need to double check on. But it says buy green and buy 1. So I think it would make it free, personally. I do think it makes it free because if Roche reduces it by 1 red and makes it free, then it would make sense. So I would need, once we get to Senju Bean, we can double check it, but this either makes Senju Bean free or it makes it a cost 1. I think this card is absolutely ridiculous. It's easy to remove, but on the turn where even if you're just looking to gain that life back, you can do it for 1 less energy. So you tap 1, you play Corrin, and then you tap 3 to do the Senju Bean ramp. Senju Bean life ramp. That's ridiculous. I think this card's absolutely crazy. I'm not even going to pronounce those names. It's a blocker, it's a crap card, right? I'm just going to skip that one. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 Android 18 or up to 1 extra and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. I like this card for androids, that's about it. It's 0k combo, which I don't like, so I probably wouldn't run this. Yeah, it's not for me. Android 16 Super, we've seen this. We have a 3 cost 25k critical. It's a 5k combo. It's okay. The fact it's critical makes it a more valuable attacker into the Android 17 and 18 deck. But it's a 5k combo. That's my only downside on it. But that's pretty much it. So it's an okay card. I'll say that much. This was a card. Actually, I do want to revise my statement on this. I like this card for the androids, right? The main reason why I like this is because it's on play and it's not once per turn. You can do this twice a turn. So if you're on 5 energy, you tap 4, you play this, you then remove 2 energy and then re-ramp 3 cards in active mode because they're not in rest. Then you can tap 4 and do it again because essentially you're always going to end up 1 energy tapped down every time you play this. So on turn 5, or when you're at 5 energy, you can play this twice in a turn and you have 2 20k attackers or 2 10k combos on board. I do like this card. I like this a lot more than I initially did. So Vegeta for me is still potentially more valuable because it does remove our opponent's board, and obviously we want to slow them down being a green player. But yeah, ramping potentially 3 times in a turn as well, because if you have the extra card, the Jiro's Lab, you ramp that, the energy comes inactive so you lose nothing, and then you tap 4 for this card twice. So you've essentially ramped 3 times in 1 turn, meaning when you're at 5 energy, we can then go into our Broly the turn after. So I really like this card for that. That's the only thing. But you do need to see 2 of them to make it work. This is the only reason why I would maybe run that Krillin, because you can search this out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. 18 generic, 19 generic, and then 20 active main. Discard 1 card from your hand and KO this card. Choose up to 1 of your 17 cards and switch it to active mode. Meh. That's all I'll say. Meh. It's alright. Spy Robot we've already seen, and then we have an active main in this cell. 2 cost, 15k, 10k combo. Active main once per turn, place 1 card with Earthling and its special traits from your energy into your drop. This card gets plus 15k power for the turn. Meh. It's alright. It's a 2 cost 30k, that's good enough, but you're removing your energy, which I guess Cell kind of wants to do. It's a decent card for the Cell leader, I'll say that much, but I think outside of Cell, maybe a 1 or 2 of, and other leaders, just, you know, make sure you charge an Earthling at some point. That's pretty much it. Generic Cell, super rare. I love this. This is a great alt art. Really, really nice. Cell Junior, Son Goku. So active main once per turn. If your leader is a Gohan childhood, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 5 or less, and add it to its owner's energy and rest mode. Then add this card to your energy and rest mode. Okay, so you essentially ramp your opponent to ramp yourself. That's weird. If you lose a Sun God Child, choose to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 5 or less and add it to its own. Yeah, you're ramping your opponent's energy. I don't like this card. This is a weird one for me. It means that you're allowing your opponent to get to their boss monsters faster as well. I don't know. Yeah, it's for you to ramp 1, it's not worth it. I don't like this card. 2 cost Gohan. On play, place 1 card from your energy and you drop and add the top card of your deck to your energy. I suppose there are some potential there where, if, for example, you're playing Cell and Cell just removes its own energy so efficiently anyway that you get to choose. I just don't see why you would play this. You know, being able to put an extra card into the drop for the Cell Junior, being able to pick it up again, I don't know. Cell does it so efficiently, I don't know why this card exists. I'm a bit surprised by this one. People will probably pick something out in the comments just because I can't think of it just now. But if you do, please let me know if you think that this is a decent card. But for me, I don't like it. Then we have Sun Gohan Childhood Permanent. We've seen this one. This is the Double Striker, the one I'm iffy about. Then there's a super rare. There's the alt art, which is also nice. I do like that. Chi-Chi, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck. Reveal 1 Goku or Gohan Childhood and add it to your hand, and bottom deck the rest. Yeah, might see play. Might see play. I'm not a big fan of it. Trunks Future SR. Trunks Future, end of your turn, place 1 card for your energy in your drop. 4 cost, 40k. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. I think you just have to use Cell for this leader personally, for this card. Maybe you could play it in Broly just as a big 4 cost 40k attacker, but you are going to start losing your energy. And for me personally, 40k is obviously an annoying stat line to deal with, but if you even ignore this card for a couple of turns, they can't play out their Brolys pretty much, not unless they ramp in those later turns. So I don't know, I'm iffy on this one. It's a great stat line, but the cost, and it's not like win this card attack, so it's not even in a position where I could just choose not to attack with this card. If this card survives every turn, I'm having to drop an energy, so it could be worth it for sure. I do think it could be worth it. Big stat line as well, 40k attack for 4 energy, so I don't know. Watch the space. I think it's a maybe for me. Paragus, this is the worst card in the game. Piccolo, choose up to 1 of your Kami battle cards and add it to your energy and rest mode. Okay, so we'll need to have a look at the remaining reveals. I don't think I've passed a Kami yet. Maybe we did at the beginning. Meh. Discard 1, draw 1. It's a 10k combo. Active main, you can do it every turn as well. It's not awful. It's not awful. I wouldn't mind this card in androids because we can just discard androids and it just fuels our drop area for the ramp effect. Again, I suppose Green could say the same thing for Vegeta. You know, they need a 3 cost. I don't know. It's a maybe for me. It's a decent card. 7 cost Broly. Active main once per turn. If your leader is a Broly, choose 1 of your battle cards and 1 of your opponent's battle cards and add them to their owner's energy in rest mode. It's a 10k combo, 7 cost, 40k. I like it. I do like it, mainly because you get to choose. So the active main, you get to choose. So you could just play a 7 cost, 40k attacker and just go for the fences. When I play Broly, I always seem to find that I get to 7 easily. It's the getting to 8 that's the, you know, I need to survive that extra turn to get there, or I need to combo out of attacks to get there. So Yeah, I do like this card. I 100% like this card. It's a 10k combo as well, so worst case scenario, you don't play it, you just combo off. Yeah, I like this. You just tap 7, play it, and you just don't have to do this effect if you don't want to. So I like it for sure. Vegeta generic. Hercule, if you have 6 more energy, add up to 2 cards with the cost of 1 in Earthling in their special traits when you drop to your hand. It's not bad. You're tapping 2 to play this to add back 2 potential 10k combos, and then this is a 10k combo itself. There's maybe a world where this is actually good. Yeah, I don't hate this card for sure. Yamcha, if you have 6 or more energy in this card's in rest mode, your opponent can only attack Yamcha. Yeah, let's beat on him, guys. I wish that they went with the old haircut, you know, when he had his long hair. That would have been proper thematic. That would have been funny. I get it's supposed to be the Cell Saga, so I know why they've done this, but I do think that's quite funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's actually not bad now that I think about it, because you play this, you attack with it, it's in rest mode, and then you just defend this. They can never attack your leader. So, yeah, it's a decent card. It's easily removable though, that's the only thing, so certain matchups, they're not going to care about this. It's good for green into yellow, I suppose, but you're just going to have to keep comboing cards from hand to protect this, so I don't know how valuable it is, but we'll wait and see. Awakening to Perfect Form, 7 energy. Place 1 cell with a cost of 3 from your energy or battle area on your drop, and play 1 cell with an energy cost of 8 from your hand. Okay, that's not bad now. Cell is now a lot better than I thought. Being able to do this for 7 energy, and then Cell obviously does the effect where you remove 3 energy, you kill 2 cards, and then you ramp a life. Yeah, this is a good card for that. I think this is a good card for that. I don't know how much of it I would run, because with Cell being a 0k combo, with Broly being a 0k combo, with Androids being a 0k combo, with your Secret Rare being a 0k combo, there's a lot of potential, and then obviously you've got your Ramp and your Gigantic Meteors. There's a lot of late game dead cards in hand. So I don't know if I would run this. I would maybe run this at 2, just in case. It's like, it would be a nice to see it kind of thing. But I do like it, because it allows you to play out the Cell a turn early. Not the worst. I do like it. Tragedy in Ginger Town for 3 energy. If your leader is Cell, choose any number of your battle cards with Earthling in their special traits and add them to your energy in rest mode. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, your board has to be alive with Earthlings to make this work, but you could potentially ramp multiple times. It's not bad. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's all right. Cell Games Arena. It's a field. Nice. Active main, switch this card to rest mode. If your leader is Cell, look at the top card of your deck and add it to your hand, or add it to your energy in rest mode. I like that. So it's a potential draw every turn, or it's a potential ramp every turn, or a hybrid. You know, draw 1, ramp 1, draw 1, ramp 1. Like, it's up to you. But 4 energy is a bit steep, but its effect is strong. It's definitely good. Yeah, it's decent. Decent, I would say. Tenji Bean. So this is what I want to double check. This is free. This is Roshi. This is exactly like Roshi. Roshi, the red Roshi, for people who don't know, it's just when you take the life, it's got an active main, you take 1 life, and then the next time you activate a red extra card, you reduce its energy by 1 red, right? And it just says this. This is only 1 green, meaning that you can Senju Bean for free with that Korin card. So the active battle to bean your leader every turn would be free. The active main for 3 energy, it would reduce this, so instead of it costing 5, it would still cost 3, would it be? Yeah, so you'd remove a green and then you'd remove a skillless. So this would cost 1, then this would cost 2. So yeah, so it would cost 3. So add the top card of your deck to your life. So the Korin means that your life ramp only costs 4 in total if you play the Korin that turn. If the Korin's been there for a turn or so, it means you're only paying 3 for it. So guys, be aware of that Korin, remove it on site. That's all I'll say. But yeah, making Senju Bean a free 5k power, I'd need to double check that ruling, but that I think if Roshi's anything to go by, this is how that will play out. Maybe it doesn't actually, because it is 2, whereas the extra cards are only 1. Maybe it still costs 1. I don't know. I'll need to get some ruling advice on that one. Maybe it still does cost 1 because it's a skillless or like a colorless it removes, but I still think that would work. I don't know. That's just me. Earth Destroying Blow. Active battle, choose your leader or one of your battle cards and gains 25k power for the battle. Then if you have 6 or more energy, look at the top card of your deck and add it to your hand or add it to your energy in rest mode. 2 cost, 25k, get out the attacking ramp. Yeah, it's decent. It's good for sell. It's a decent card. But that ends the green reveals. And then we'll go on to yellow now is the last one. I'm just going to click this one here just because that is the Unawakened Leader. Whis. Active battle once per turn. Pay 1, switch it to active mode. It's a 4 cost 25k blocker, 10k combo. It's essentially a dual blocker if it survives. I'm just going to go right? Maybe. 5 cost 35k, 5k combo. End of your turn, choose up to one of your rest mode cards and switch it to active mode. Okay, that could be very good because in Vegeta you can untap 2 energy at the end of your turn. This could allow a 3rd energy. This could be very, very good. And it's a 5 cost 35k attacker, decent stat lines. It's exactly the stat line you'd expect out of a 35k. It's a good card. I think this is a good card. I don't know if you want to give out your entire turn 5 to this, but for sure it's a good card. Roshi, we've seen this one is terrible. Ginyu, this card's snapped. I have looked at this one. Switch this card to rest, we'll choose up to 2 of your battle cards with Ginyu Force and they gain plus 5k power. 10k combo, 2 energy, 15k, meaning you can also play it off of Raccoon. The only problem is that you now can't Raccoon into the existing SR Ginyu to then play this because the SR locks you out of Ginyus for the turn. So that's the only downside, but it now turns your Ginyu Force into 25k attackers, which is what it sorely needs. It sorely needs that. For Ginyu, this is a great card. I don't know how impactful Ginyu will now be in the meta, but that is 100% the card that Ginyu needed. And it's a 10k combo, which is always good. We have Cooler. He's a blocker, 1 cost 5k, active main for 3 energy. Return this card to its owner's hand, play up to 1 Cooler with a cost of 4. So again, you're still tapping 4. You're hoping this card exists beyond a turn, which won't happen. So I don't like this card, personally. You're still tapping 4 either way. Yeah, I don't see why I would run this. Krillin, 10k combo, 2 cost, 15k attack. When attacking, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 1 or less and switch them to rest mode. Meh. It removes the cantrip combos. Meh. Gotenks, when blocking once per turn, switch this card to active mode. Stat wise, it's a very good card. 4 cost, 25, 10k. Had it been 30k, it would have obviously been better, but it is a dual attack. Dual blocker. Not bad. Jacko super combo. Android 18. It's a 3 cost, 20k plus 10k combo. On play and when attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest. It leans into the strategy of wanting your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and then locking them down. That's all I'll say. It means that people will no longer be able to just play battle cards and not swing because they want to stall for whatever reason. Yeah, it's an okay card. I don't think I would have liked it in a 3 cost. Had it been a 2 cost, yes, I would 100% say this card is absolutely insane. I don't know if I'm ever tapping 3 for this card personally. I just don't see a world where I do it. Maybe in Vegeta because we have that cadence of being able to tap out every turn and then untapping energy defensively. Maybe there's a world where this is good in Vegeta, but I'll need to go through the rest of the reveals. Goku, yeah, he's just a vanilla. I think we've seen this one. If your opponent has 3 or more restful battle cards, this card gets plus... Yeah, I hate this card. I don't like this card. Then there's the super rare Goku. The alt art is sweet. This is a beautiful alt art for sure. We have Goten on play. Choose up to one of your Trunks Youth battle cards with a cost of 2 or less and switch it to active mode. This would be okay. This would be pretty good in blue. Just because obviously you have your 2 cost 25k, the Self Awakener Trunks. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a 2 cost Trunks here where this is valuable, so I'm not sure about this one. Son Gohan, choose one of your Piccolo. Yep, we've seen that already. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. This is a decent card. Again, no energy restriction on what we can choose, meaning that we have a 3 cost 25k that locks down our opponent. I like it. I think that's a much more valuable card than the 18 personally. But yeah, I do like it. Tien, active battle once per turn for 1 energy. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less and switch it to rest. And I'm not a fond of the stat line, so it's an okay card. That's all I'm going to say, it's okay. Okay, so here's your Trunks. On play, choose up to one of your Son Goten battle cards with a cost of 2 or less and switch it to active. Okay, so they just untap each other. That's all they do. I don't like it. I don't like that. Videl, she's a blocker, she's nothing, we're ignoring that. We've seen this Piccolo, it's a terrible card. Then we have Beerus, critical. It's a 3 cost, 20k, 10k combo. Permanent, your turn. If you have a Whis battle card, this card gets plus 5k power. So it's potentially a 3 cost, 25k, which is what the stat line should be anyway. I'm not a fan of this card, personally. Not at the minute. Not with the current set. I'm not a fan of this. This Frieza's absolutely snapped. Obviously, we went over this before. This is a great card. Bulma, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 Whis and add it to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in random order. That might be good. Again, there might be more Whis to come, but based on what we've seen already, it's alright. The SR Bulma snapped. I love that alt art. That alt art's really, really nice. I like how she's went from being so ridiculously like cute and happy to looking mean as shit. So I don't know why I like that. It tickles me a bit. Vegeta, 3 cost, 25k vanilla. If you have a rest mode Son Goku battle card, draw 1. That could be alright. Depending on the SR and stuff, this could be okay, just because you are drawing and it forces your opponent to deal with this card, otherwise you're drawing every turn. It could be okay. The Vegeta SR, yep, seen this one. This alt art for me is hilarious. How do you go from this to this? Like, him just getting slapped upside the head. Like, I don't know, I find that funny. Mecha Frieza. When KO'd, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, reveal it to 1 card with Frieza Clan and its special trait, and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. I don't like this card. It's a 4 cost, 25k blocker. I'm not a fan of this card, honestly. I don't see where you would play this. It's only a 5k combo as well. Nah, I'm not fond of this card. Meta Cooler, end of your turn, switch this card to active mode. It's a blocker. Yeah, iffy. Blue Power Awakening, I love this card. Like I said, this is your free 25k get with jail card with the Vegeta leader. You untap 2 energy at the end of your turn, meaning you just have this for free, basically. Again, if you have that 5-drop Whis where it untaps an additional energy, you can do this plus another extra card, which hopefully we'll see some really tasty extra cards here. Time Rewound, active battle opponent's turn. Choose your leader or up to one of your opponent's battle cards. And again, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards, and it gains plus 20k power for the battle. Then choose up to one of your battle cards and switch it to active mode. I like this card. I do like this card. Yeah, this is a good card. This is a very good card. If you have the 5-drop Whis on board and you untap that extra energy, if they try to clear that Whis, you can tap 1 for this. So essentially the energy you untapped with the Whis is free. You then give it plus 20k, so it's now a 55k. So it's likely getting out the attack. And then it goes into active mode, meaning your opponent can't attack it again. That could be decent. Just depends on, at that later stages of the game, if it's actually worth playing the Whis. So it's a potential. Plus, it's on opponent's turn. It's essentially the opposite of Supernova. So this gives you the 20k, whereas Supernova is on your turn. This gives you the defensive 20k, and I do like it. It's a decent card, even just for the 20k power. It's a decent card for that. Energy Blast Volley. Choose all your opponent's battle cards and switch them to rest mode. For 1 energy. Yeah, it could be alright. I suppose it's a good card into Frieza, because we can just rest down their entire board after they untap it. I don't know. Yeah, it's iffy. It means that for 1 energy, if our opponent is playing slow, for example, you know, like sometimes you see Broly players and green players nowadays, you know, they'll play androids when you're on 3 life and they just won't attack. They're just establishing for the next turn. It gives us a way of playing this and then potentially locking that card so that they don't get the benefit of it. So it means that stall decks just don't get, or not stall decks, but stall play lines or stall play styles, they just don't get that benefit now. It's a decent card for that, I will say that. I don't know what I would cut from my deck to play this. So that's where I'd be a bit iffy on, but it's a decent card for sure. The Golden Frieza Secret Rare, of course. This is a thing of beauty. This is really, really, really nice. I think this card is so nice. I'm a bit disappointed on the extra card front. The fact that we've only got these 2, hopefully in the promos we get another extra card, because if this is it, that's not great. This card is very, like, the cards are very strong, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this leader. I still think he's very good. I just don't know if he'll be better than Frieza. And I still think that Frieza is potentially the best yellow deck, but for sure he's a very good leader, I will say that. And any future extra cards that come out also just play into this card, play into this leader perfectly. So, yeah, unless there's a promo extra card, I mean, the only extra cards realistically right now that you can use, right, are You can use the Ginyu Force one, but you need to run the Ginyu package to make it worth it. You can run the Freezer Death Ball from the starter deck, which I do like because you get to rest a 3 cost. Meaning that if you can't clear the board or if you can't lock it down, there is a way that you can just stop the card from attacking anyway. And with Vegeta untapping the energy, it means that we don't have to be conservative on our turn. So, between Blue Power Awakening, between Time Rewound, and between Death Ball, yeah, I think that's the only extra card you can use defensively. Yeah, I think for now, the cards are good. They need something else. I think what it needs is a really good promo. This being able to untap a battle card, don't get me wrong, is very nice, but again, you're kind of in a situation where you want to untap something that's a high power or a high attack, right? You want high energy or high attack, just so red can't tap 3 and KO something 20 or less, or because if you tap one to get out the lead swing and then you untap a 20k and then they just pay 3 and kill off your battle card, like it just feels like a complete waste, honestly. So I don't know how I feel about Time Rewound. It's still a good card. The 20k alone makes it valuable, especially with that leader, since we untap the energy. But yeah, I think that's it for now anyway. But hopefully we'll get a very good promo that will come out, and that promo will essentially make the leader all that much better. So I'm going to have to wrap up this video, guys. We've been talking for nearly an hour now. My voice is away, but I just wanted to bring this video to you to show you all the reveals. Guys, I think that Set 2 is going to be absolutely insane. I think it's going to change up the game so much. Yeah, I'm super hyped now. Super excited for Set 2, and I hope you all are as well. So I'm going to hop off, guys, but if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.